can best me in a fiddle contest, you win Backbender's soul, as well as a solid gold fiddle.
What happens if we lose?
You will only win a smaller silver fiddle. Also, I guess I'll kill one of you, him.
We'll do it.
Well, we're boned.
Some kind of nature, some kind of soul, some kind of mixture, some kind of gold, some kind of majesty, some chemical load. Some kind of metal made up from glue.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them? Jack Attacks the Cast. That's right, Jack Nicholson this season. I'm your host, Patrick Scahill, and joining me on the line is Apollonius of Jodes.
Hello.
That's right, Joe Vekeman hanging out with me again this week. And of course, we have Lev Van Rensselaer minding those audio boards, reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. And our sponsor this week is Lincoln Logs. Car prices out of hand? Build your own Matthew McConaughey-approved luxury sedan with Lincoln Logs.
I'm glad they came back to sponsor us.
Well, you know, we're really hitting our stride this time, Joe.
Yeah, hell yeah.
People loving the various movies we get to go through.
Like Backdoor to Hell.
Backdoor to Hell. That's the way to get in, Lincoln Logs.
So I'm looking at it right now on Amazon because we had a hard time finding this one again. But it was streaming for free on YouTube.
Yes, but not officially. The Raven officially was free on YouTube. This one was just random people uploaded this movie onto YouTube, and YouTube did not catch them.
Yeah, it's in like 240i. It's like
it's not looking good.
So.
Joe, what happens in this movie?
What happens in this movie? Well, during World War II, a three-man commando team places its trust in the hands of a band of Filipino resistance as they try to knock out a Japanese communication center.
Yeah, that was the second half of the film. Mm-hmm. It's a bunch of stuff that happened
Definitely
before
reading
that.
up IMDb right now for you.
Yeah. Yeah, there were actually like 4 or 5 different versions of this on YouTube. There were 2 that had 1 hour and 9-minute runtime, and then a couple that had like 2 hours. And I thought, is there an extended version of this movie? And I went to try to look it up and couldn't find it. And then I thought, there couldn't be a secret hour of extra movie. Like that, maybe there's an extra 20 minutes, I'd buy it.
Seeing it right now, yeah. But where they do.
But 2 hours? It just seemed unlikely. And then when I finished the end of the hour-long version, I was like, nah, you know what? You don't need more. I don't know where you would put more.
You didn't look at the other one?
Nah.
You're just like, no, I didn't see it.
No, it's fine.
I'm seeing a bunch of them now. There was one on YouTube. There's one on Dailymotion. There's YouTube war movies. There's Plex, which I guess is hosting it too. And then, yes, Emerita Mary Lee uploaded a 2-hour and 4-minute version of Backdoor to Hell. Crazy.
Yeah.
Weird. Movie could have been 45 minutes. I don't know. It could have been a television episode.
Yeah,
Make it a Twilight episode.
I'm thinking back, why do we not do hour-long movies anymore? What's up with that? Is it because when your ticket prices are $15, no, you want to get there for at least 2 hours? Is that the goal?
Yeah, but like there you go. Put 2 movies together. Different stars.
You could do that.
People are working, they can work more often.
I don't know. I went to the theater to see that Lux Eterna movie. It was like 50 minutes or something. I didn't feel cheated. I didn't leave and was like, damn, I wish I got more movie. I paid for more movie. I was like, what a satisfying experience. I can go home now.
What about, it's not 50 minutes, but it's pretty close. Petite Maman.
Same thing. I'm like, okay, didn't need more movie
minutes.
there. Glad we can be done.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to be renting that soon.
Got no beef.
I just want to let you know, I'm looking at it right now. Backdoor to Hell on DVD. It's the last copy.
Ever.
$15.99. Don't know if I want to spend that much money on it.
Yeah.
It's got a pretty cool cover that has nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
Looks like it was released in 2006. People were clamoring for these old Jack
the
movies.
success of anger management. They thought, who is this Jack Nicholson chap? What other movies has he
3
been
years
in?
later, they're like, let's put that movie he did from 1964 out.
So this movie was also in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
So did they go there knowing they were going to just be Roger Corman styling these films out back to back?
I mean, had to.
Yeah, is Monty Hellman learning from he and Jack learning from Roger Corman with all their co-productions?
If you get the actors for another couple of days, let's shoot another movie.
Yeah, like we're already in the jungle.
Yeah.
There aren't really
the plane's not coming back till Sunday? Well, okay, we got a few more days.
Yeah.
Let's shoot another movie. We got through the script already? Hey, I just wrote another one on lunch break.
Yeah, this John Hackett guy, I guess, who stars in it, also wrote this movie. Like the last one where Jack Nicholson starred and wrote in that movie.
Yeah.
John Hackett, who seems to be more famous for being a singer than an actor.
The first picture on IMDb that comes up when you look up John Hackett is the picture from this movie.
Yeah, not a great sign.
He died at age 90, the day after my birthday. He's got to be a friend of Jack's, though, because I'm looking at his filmography. He's worked on The Pledge, About Schmidt, Blood and Wine, Hoffa, The Two Jakes. These are all Jack Nicholson movies.
Oh, Nicholson's got his own Sandler crew. I see. Okay.
Okay, so John Hackett, friends with Jack.
Now, what was interesting in this movie for Jack Nicholson, clearly not written for or by him, Jack Nicholson is the voice of reason. He's the one who's not creeping on the 16-year-old.
Gotta let you know something else, too. Jimmy Rogers, the star of this movie, he died like 3 weeks after John Hackett.
They had like a murder-suicide pact, and he just took a while to hold up his end of the bargain.
No, but do you know how that happens? Like, it's kind of happening right now as we talk, where like all the old gangsters are dying. We had James Caan. We lost, what was it, Paul Sorvino?
James Cagney?
James Cagney died so long ago.
Just thinking of the old gangsters.
I'm talking about like the
Al Capone.
Okay, all right. Thanks for humoring me here. The only trivia on Jimmy Rogers' IMDb, I swear to God, his first wife, Colleen, died of a blood clot in 1977.
That seems unrelated to the movie. Oh, this is just him in general?
No, that's just the trivia of Jimmy Rogers. That's it. That's all you get. Wasn't very famous, I guess. It looks like he shows up in a lot of soundtracks. Yep, Monty Hellman. We did another Monty Hellman picture.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this approach of just like make whatever films we can while we're here. The boat ticket was expensive.
Okay, this is really freaking me out because Monty Hellman died early last year. We just lost Bob Rafelson, another Jack early director. These are Jack's guys.
But Roger Corman's still kicking.
You know, that is insane. I'm not getting over that. He's like in his like mid-90s.
Still making 3 movies a week.
Yeah, well, Monty Hellman passed away last year at 91 years old. So I'm
good.
getting nervous. That's a long life, but it's just like, you know.
You get nervous for Roger.
You never want to see the guys go.
If you were in World War II, would you rather have been in the European or the Pacific theater?
Pacific?
I think I'd rather Europe. I think I would like the weather better.
What's rainy and foggy?
Yeah, I would prefer that. A little snow.
Instead of sunshine.
You're on the land most of the time. I don't want to be scooting around island to island via boat or plane. Get all moist and humid. Yeah. Scorpions, maybe. Komodo dragons. I don't know what's over there.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Probably unsafe, animal-wise. What do you get up in Europe? Like deer? A bear or two? Just leave them alone.
A bear?
Yeah, are there bears in Europe? Probably. But back to Monty Hellman. He's sort of stepping up his game here. I'm not going to say it was a very well-directed movie, but I saw more effort or interesting ideas than in the previous film.
Yeah, it's, I was looking up reviews for this, just like Letterboxd reviews, because I have no idea how to look up reviews for this movie. 31 reviews on this movie.
That is a lot more than I would have expected the people to have seen.
Let me see if you agree with any of these takes. Monty Hellman's mature work was known for being existential, and one thing you can do when watching his early B movies is decide if the many scenes of people waiting around anticipate this preoccupation.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what we got out of this.
Different sort of World War II movie, and not as cheesy as I was anticipating. I pretty much watched it only because of Jack Nicholson, who stands out here because he's Jack Nicholson. It's like the rest of the cast has no idea who he is.
I mean, I don't think he doesn't stand out. He's not being Jack Nicholson in this movie.
All right, but like that review is taking into consideration like the 50 years of acting that Jack Nicholson does after this movie or whatever. And I'm like, no one knew who he was. He did a couple of Roger Corman movies before this.
You know why people aren't treating him like Jack Nicholson yet? Because it didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't like that review. I'm going to get off of this. I thought this was a little better than last week's Monty Hellman joint.
Yeah, I just know, like, I saw there was like a tilt shift, deep focus thing at some point. There was this interesting tracking shot where it starts off on a mirror and then goes to them. It's semantically hollow, but it shows effort happening rather than just he put a camera down. He said, all right, you guys do the scene. And then we were done. So I'll give him credit for that. I think the existential thing, I think the problem is the movie's too short. Like, that might be what the movie's trying to be about, but because you're only 60 minutes, you have to kind of jump to your various plot points over and over again. You know, like, they're there and immediately get captured, and then immediately have to go rescue those children from the village, and then immediately deal with the weird guy who wants the radio, and then immediately have to find the other radio, and then the movie's over. The movie actually just abruptly ends. We're just done.
What you're saying is this movie has no room to breathe.
Yeah, so like you could have probably found moments like this is a script that could lend itself to that with the way it's kind of looking at war, but you didn't give yourself the time to do it. You probably ran out of film stock. I don't know. Maybe the 2-hour version's got a lot of sitting around.
Well, they had a 2-hour version, but they decided to make 2 movies instead.
Yeah. They said, Jack, you got to grow a mustache for this one, and we're going to town.
It was kind of weird at the end, is just like B-roll of like war.
Yeah, it was oddly heroic considering the movie's approach to war up until then. And then I thought, oh, maybe I just misinterpreted the whole movie. But then the last minute, the movie reaffirms that it's a very anti-war movie.
Okay.
And so I
was going crazy watching this.
What are you trying to tell me, Monty? What's going on?
It felt like someone was just like, "Hey, can I see this for like 4 minutes?" Like the editor was just like, "I got something I want to say about the war. Let's go!"
Well, somebody did just release a year or so ago a bunch of documents from the DoD through the Freedom of Information Act that like the Marine Corps kept about its liaisoning with film production companies and sort of why it did or did not agree to help out on certain projects. And so I'm wondering now if the movie had gotten the backing of the U.S. Army that was stationed over in the Philippines, and they said, okay, but the Army doesn't come out looking too good here, so at the end we got to save the day, or we can't let you use any of these props and equipment. And they said, fine.
Fine.
Speaking of another movie I watched on YouTube that was unofficially on YouTube, we've got a new Watergate watch.
Watergate, Watergate, oh, Watergate.
Watch.
What? Another one?
There's a lot of Watergate movies, Joe. This one is one of the more unusual ones. It's called Nasty Habits. It stars Rip Torn, Jerry Stiller, and a bunch of British people. It is a British comedy that came out in 1977.
Jerry Stiller.
Wow. Just like All the President's Men in the immediate aftermath. This one, though, seems to have a little bit more perspective. And it's about a bunch of nuns in an abbey in Philadelphia. And one of the nuns is running to be the abbess against the young upstart who wants to add a grotto to the abbey and have like a sex party and stuff. And she's like, that's just not how we do things here at the abbey. So she's running, and then it's looking like the other one is getting so popular, Nun Nixon has to seal the election deal, so to speak. There was a nun for Nixon, none for Haldeman, a nun for Ehrlichman, a nun for John Dean, who comes off like as like a bumpkin, Opie, Mayberry type character which I thought was, in the immediate aftermath was a little odd. There's a Gerald Ford nun who just is like crashing the car and knocking things over and being a general goofball. And I thought...
This is on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
What
Nasty
is this called
Habits,
again?
1977.
Okay. Did I
Nasty
miss the
Habits.
title? Because that's really funny.
And they get some Jesuits that are like the G. Gordon Liddy person to like...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Their idea, if you had pitched it to me, I would say, yeah, it sounds pretty funny. Perhaps a bit too dry. There were a lot of comments in the YouTube link that was like, this movie was hilarious, but I don't know what they were laughing at. Some things of note in this version. The Henry Kissinger nun comes off smelling like roses. They had yet to know what Henry Kissinger nun was up to, just in the other things they were working on at the time. There's a Time magazine in the movie that has all the president's men on the cover. Little fun nod there.
That's fun.
Nixon's growing paranoia comes off quite well in this film. I'm glad they were able to do that. They end with the famous, like, you won't have Sister Alexandria to kick around anymore, and she gets on a plane to go to the Vatican. The paying people off part of the scandal is often overlooked in a lot of the movies I've seen so far, but like that was part of the big reason why it was such a big deal and why it was so easy to catch them when it all started going down, was that people were paying people off and they just like walked around with a giant sack of money. Like it was a paper lunch bag full of just large bills. And like, of course people found out. The arrogance of it all, so to speak. There are a couple of amusing bits. There's like nuns playing football very aggressively with each other. Overall, it's okay. Jerry Stiller looks oddly young.
Oddly, it's the 70s.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, does pass the Bechdel test. Just so we don't forget.
Nasty Habits.
Yeah, Nasty Habits. Not Nasty Abbots, which would have been a better title, but Nasty Habits. Backdoor to Hell does not pass the Bechdel test, before I forget.
Well.
Yeah.
Didn't think so.
And that's my Watergate watch for you. I also have a very fun rock watch.
Uh-oh.
I was a rock watcher.
By the time this episode released, it'll be a couple weeks old, but San Diego Comic-Con happened recently, as I'm sure you and everybody in the movieverse knows. Here's an article from Kat Bailey of IGN, still exists apparently, at least in web form. Black Adam, Dwayne Johnson draws boos for his Superman response at Comic-Con. Clickbait, I'm like, I'm in. Tell me, why are people booing him? I love it. Well, he was there for DC's panel. Apparently, they thought Henry Cavill would secretly show up and announce he'd be reprised in the Superman role, and then just didn't show up. Which, whatever.
He's got COVID right now.
Yeah. Johnson seemed to confirm that Cavill wouldn't be returning to the DCEU when he responded to whether Black Adam could defeat Superman in a fight. This is his response to this question, this asinine question. That's a great question. Don't threaten me with a good time, because I'm going to answer that, Johnson said. Well, I will say, as you guys know, because we're all deep in the mythology, yes, I'm sure The Rock is well-versed in the ongoings of the DC universe. Go toe-to-toe with any longtime fan out there.
Okay, listen up. Because one thing is true about Dwayne Johnson that has never, ever changed about him. He has never stopped being The Rock. He is a pro wrestler in his DNA, and it's not going anywhere as hard as he tries to get rid of it. The way he sells himself, he's like always cutting a promo. That's just how he does it. It's ridiculous.
All right. So he goes on and says, all steeped in mythology, and it's been an age-old question of who would win a fight between Black Adam and Superman. This is my own ignorance. I have never heard of Black Adam before. I have never once been in the vicinity of hearing about Black Adam. But that's certainly a me thing. Pound for pound, they're pretty close. I guess it'll all probably depends on who plays Superman. I'm just going to say that. I'll leave it at that. Hearing it now with what you just said, yeah, that is promo-esque.
Yeah.
It's getting you jazzed up for more movies.
That's how he does it.
This response draws boos. They say John's response. I imagine they meant Johnson's response. Draws boos, as it seems to suggest the role was open and Cavill wouldn't be playing Superman again. Well, then Black Adam director, I'm not going to pronounce that name right. Do you know it?
I don't even know who the director
Like
is.
Wam Kole Sarah.
Oh, yeah. Wait, the director of Jungle Cruise?
Oh, jeez.
He's made good Liam Neeson movies, though.
All right.
And I say good as in, like, par.
Well, Wam, I hope is how you pronounce his name, confirmed that neither Superman nor Shazam would be appearing in Black Adam. Our movie is an original story. Yes, original based on a pre-existing property. Original story.
Yes.
By the time the movie ends, he doesn't know who Shazam or Superman is. Okay, fine. Okay. Nevertheless, Johnson is still hinting that Superman could return to the DCEU sooner rather than later, even if it's just a different actor playing him. Speaking with IGN, Johnson brought up who else but Superman when he asked what it really meant the hierarchy of power in the DC universe would be changing. And here we go. The one who sits at the top of DC, Johnson says, the DC universe is Superman. The one who is scratching at his back, Black Adam. Again, I never heard of this guy. I'm not deep into the superhero lore, but like at least a good chunk of these Marvel people, when those movies first started coming out, like I knew them. I'd heard of Iron Man. I've heard of Galactus, I think is the new one they're kicking up. I've heard of some of these people. Who the F is Black Adam? Anyway, asked whether the dynamic would hold after that movie, Johnson said, I think so, this hierarchy of power. That's the fun part about movies we can make, and being in the realm of DC and bringing to life a character who pound for pound is very close to Superman. And I always do like reminding people that Superman has two weaknesses, kryptonite and magic. Black Adam, one of his anchoring powers is magic. So is any of Superman's powers magic? Is the eye laser magic or the flying?
Let me tell you something. It's all fucking magic. It's stupid. They're all a bunch of clowns. Get out of my cinema.
So Black Adam, one of his anchoring powers is magic. Now there's a lot of other elements involved, but I will tell you that has been one of the most gratifying parts about making Black Adam. And I'm right there with the fans. What if? What if this happened? What if this guy met that guy? That guy met this woman? What if? Whoa! Whoa!
Okay. I'm gonna look up the release date for Black Adam. I am dreading this movie. I do not want to see it. I know we have to watch it for this dang podcast that we do.
Yeah.
So who's the draw after Dwayne? What's the draw?
I think that's
because
it.
Hold on. Because the draw for all these Marvel movies is who's gonna show up now? Is it? That's the problem they've created. And I'm looking at this cast. I don't know. Pierce Brosnan.
Well, he's reprising his James Bond role. Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah, now that Daniel Craig has vacated the throne, Pierce Brosnan's crawling back in.
Way down the cast listing, I see Jaimin Hunsu.
I don't know.
Viola Davis. They roped in Viola Davis.
If she's way down there, what is she, like his mother for 5 seconds in a flashback?
I think she's popping up in a cameo because she's playing the same character she played in the Suicide Squad movies.
Okay.
The new one was funny because James Gunn knows how to like write a funny script. I don't know. This movie does not look funny. I saw the trailer. It does not look funny. It does not look fun. It does not look like the action is exciting. It just looks so like C-list tier superhero.
The article goes on. Looking ahead to the DCEU's future slate, Black Adam and Shazam Fury of the Gods are both slated to arrive later this year. Black Adam comes out in October, and you're going to slip in a Shazam before the year's over?
Let me tell you, Shazam comes out, I believe, like 5 days after Avatar 2, and I'm like,
You guys are fucked.
Interesting counter-programming.
Meanwhile, in 2023, you'll have Batgirl, Aquaman 2, The Flash, and Blue Beetle. 4 DC movies in 1 year. 4. What the F is Blue Beetle?
I don't know, but I am actually very excited for James Wan directing Aquaman 2.
Okay.
The first one is a lot of fun.
Well, so The Flash is being framed as a major event for the DCU, but has been dragged down by controversy surrounding Ezra Miller. What is going on there? Is he eating people too, or like what's the deal?
All I've heard, I haven't seen a video of it, but I've heard that he's just been harassing people on not on set, but maybe on set. I don't know. I just know that he's harassing people and drive them crazy. He commandeered a car with people in it and was just like, "Hey, drive me places" or something like that. I'm just like, what is happening? I don't know if any of this is true. Just putting that out there.
So he's harassing. He's not assaulting, or is it both?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't watched it because I just don't care. I don't care about this Flash movie. This Flash movie was supposed to be made maybe 2 years after the Batman versus Superman movie, which that came out in 2016.
Okay, well then they just jumped to the Justice League.
6 or 8 years later, we're getting the Flash. The guy was in his early 20s, and now he's heading towards 30. Not gonna be a school kid Flash anymore. So it's just what are we doing? And then he's being an asshole and just
he's just going around everybody. And he's like, "I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you."
Yeah. No. Ew.
Okay.
Why does he have a career? Who needs that?
Well, there you go. We get to look forward to that movie, Joe.
We don't need to watch the Flash. Dwayne won't be in the Flash. Jack's not in the Flash.
We can only
Julia is not in the Flash. And let me tell you something. My Sandman is not in the Flash.
Listen, it sounds like the Rock wants to be the center point, the locus of all things DC. So I would be annoyed if he's making 5-minute appearances in all these movies.
Me too. I'm pretty sure he's not in Shazam 2.
Okay.
I think we're clear.
All right, so Henry Cavill, maybe he's still Superman.
The fans want it. Whatever.
Is Ben Affleck still
fine.
Batman, or do we have a new Batman?
Well, that's the Flash thing. The Flash is doing all the multiverse thing. But it's the multiverse thing has been done to death now at this point, and you're now the Flash is doing it. And I'm it's his first movie, and he's got to do a multiverse? Come on. Ugh.
Yeah, I would hate to be in those studio meetings because it sounds like no one knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and I don't want it dominating my movie culture anymore. It's frustrating.
What are you gonna have 3 Marvel movies next year and then 4 of these? That sounds terrible.
There are 4 Marvel movies next year, and then they have 100 TV shows, or what feels like it.
Man, we are in trouble next year. We are in big trouble.
Well, Scorsese will save it all.
Oh yeah, with his big Apple TV release. Mm-hmm.
Jesse Plemons.
Okay.
Do you think we can get Jesse Plemons an Oscar?
Nope.
Or a goddamn Emmy?
Maybe an Emmy, yeah.
Well, you don't think he's worthy of an Oscar?
I just don't. It sounds like all the movies he keeps doing go straight to streaming.
Well, all of the movies he keeps doing, have you looked at the list of movies he's been in the last 8 or 9 years? All Best Picture nominations.
Yeah, you get him a nomination for Jungle Cruise.
All right. He's not bad. He's probably the best part in Jungle Cruise.
Do you think Jesse Plemons and The Rock got along on the Jungle Cruise?
Did they have more than one scene together?
Yeah, that's a good... how often did they see each other on set? Well, The Rock's so busy doing his 8-hour workout. It's just tough to keep up.
He's gonna fit in. They have to pour him into those shirts.
We're just lucky Paul Giamatti got to meet The Rock face to face for once. I haven't seen you since the San Andreas premiere. And The Rock's like, "Shit, you were in that?
I didn't see you. Were you on the blue screen?"
Are they gonna reunite for San Andreas 2?
God, I can't believe that's a thing.
I didn't think that movie was that successful, quite frankly. But here we are. That's it for me on all of the things to discuss.
Yes, let's close out.
All right, what's your last looks, Joe, on Backdoor to Hell?
Backdoor to Hell. All right, Jack. We're almost there. Yeah. You're almost going to be an easy rider. Yeah. We're a few years away and 15 movies.
Yeah, for me, I'm sticking with my very biased take that it seems that Jack Nicholson is trying to pivot himself into roles he would rather be in and movies he'd rather be in, which means he has to write them himself. I don't know if that applies to this one as much as the last one, but this is a movie that ostensibly was trying to say something. ostensibly. And it just feels like if I just don't know if he weren't already in the Philippines, if he was going to be in this movie. So it's not like he made this for himself. It just was a good coincidence that they were already there shooting something else when Monty had to do another thing. And so he got to be straight man radio guy. Like, I'm surprised he wasn't the other dude, the dude that was like, kill them all. Fuck them. This is war, baby. No, he's the one who's just like, all right, well, they're people too. Let's calm down here, all right? Do not murder the little girl, please. You know, I'm going to stick with that theory. This is sort of just like a weird non-sequel sequel to the other movie, so it doesn't really matter, but that's my theory. Jack Nicholson moves into the realm of independent production, even outside the Corman space, doesn't get tied down by big money, and can kind of find his way, acting-wise, to do more challenging roles. Why is he not taking off in Hollywood yet? Well, these movies aren't great. That's probably a big part of it. It's not his fault. They're just not super great.
Yeah, he's still looking for, like, he thought Roger Corman was his guy. It wasn't his guy.
I mean, Roger Corman did give him work a lot, and when you're just starting out as an actor, you just want to keep working, and he is doing that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
He's definitely just, like, a working actor right now.
Yeah, like, we know ex post facto he's going to be this big star. Our job is to figure out, like, how does he get there? Why does he get there? But in this season, it's interesting. It's like, why hasn't it happened yet? And I think a lot of it is he's in a lot of B movies and movies that aren't great. And so you're not going to break out that way, you know?
Okay. Yeah, let's wrap this up.
All right, well, let's thank Lev Van Rensselaer for keeping us sounding so slippery smooth. And, of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Lincoln Logs. And thanks to Joe Vekeman for stopping by.
Oh, thanks for having me.
I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com with a brand new essay on Bellatar just dropped. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
Some kind of nature, some kind of nature, some kind of soul. Come forth with it now. Oh Lord, forgive me. Some kind of mixture, some kind of gold. It's gonna come and find us. All we are is stars.
We're going to breeze through this, by the way.
Yeah, that should be fun.
There's not much to these 60-minute movies.
Yeah, I know.
Should we have doubled up the 60-minute movies, like a couple? There's actually 2 more Monty Hellman movies, I think, and they were doubled up on a Criterion disc. And I'm like, they're both streaming on Prime, I think, for free. So I'm like, maybe we should just do those twice and put them all like one episode. Because it's like, how much do we really have to talk about these things?
What are they making a prequel to that X movie?
Oh, yeah, no, but like, did you see in the theater?
Did I see the prequel? The prequel's already out?
No. Did you see X?
I saw X.
You didn't stay like till the end credits?
I think that I did. Oh, I guess I thought
they showed a trailer for
I guess I thought that was
movie.
like that. The fake trailers in that other movie.
No, they shot that movie already. That movie's coming out in like a month and a half.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, they already have it coming out. And
yeah,
my thought was, did they make it before the other one came out and like just assumed it would be a success? But also, who was asking for this? I don't know, want
but
this.
Like,
I don't care.
They said the director was talking to this guy else too, and he was like that this is like the way to do it because we've already had like all the sets and everything. Like he got along with the actress really well, and she's in the makeup for the old lady Pearl.
Yeah,
and so now she's just kind of did the de-aging thing, but like just without all the makeup.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of interesting. I don't know.
Your horror movie about the dangers of getting old is now getting a prequel where they aren't old anymore.
I
didn't even like X that much anyway. Like, I don't care.
I was excited for it, and then I watched it. I was like, I like that, and then I haven't thought about it since.
Yeah. I thought it was like a weird joke thing at the end, and I go, well, we're already pretty weird as a movie anyway.
No, it's real. It's really happening.
Okay. Good work, A24.
Yeah. This has just been a crazy summer, right?
One crazy summer?
I haven't seen it.
That's fine. It's not great.
Okay.
How were those crawdads singing, Joe?
I didn't see it.
Like, you kept telling me you were going to see it.
No, Tanya was supposed to see it.
Well, did she?
I was supposed to go see Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, but I've missed my opportunity now.
Oh, it just can't happen anymore?
Well, not in the theater.
It's already out of theaters? It was there for like a week?
one-week release where it was playing matinee showings, and now it's all like 2:45 in the afternoon. That's way too late for me to go to the movie. The AMC that I don't go to anymore, but I kind of want to go there a couple more times before the ad stops airing.
Wait, it's going to finally end? They're going to stop showing it?
It ends in December. I guess it ends in December.
Then they just get a new one with some other random person.
Then they get Sandler.
Yeah.
He walks in with his gym shorts.
You want to check out the movies? Let's do.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Very into that. No, so I've been seeing a lot of like announcements for the Venice Film Festival, and the one that was like, oh, we're getting another Joanna Hogg movie so soon after the part 2. That's very exciting.
Is this part 3?
No, it's called The Eternal Daughter, so it could be part 3 because it does also star Tilda Swinton.
I feel like everything stars Tilda Swinton. You just don't know it because the makeup's so good.
Yeah, well, I'm fine with it. I mean, it was so good in Suspiria.
I know. She was 8 roles in Suspiria. She was pulling an Eddie Murphy on us.
Yeah, no, she's great.
She's actually in the Winnie the Pooh horror film. She's Winnie the Pooh. You can't tell, but...
Fuck that.
She's bringing it.
I hope that's bad.
I think it could only be bad, but, like, that might be the point.
I mean... I guess. Well, I hope it's not the point to be bad. I hope nothing's the point to be bad.
I think that's sort of the point.
Try.
Somebody at a party was like, hey, wouldn't it be crazy if... And then someone took the joke a little too far.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, wait, it's in the public domain. Go for it.
Haha.
Like, oh, gotta eat my own poo now.
Yeah. Yep.
Depressing news, though. I got one piece of depressing news for myself. Probably not anybody else.
Is this about the Choco Taco?
Yeah. I actually... Well, you know what? Let's talk about it. I had my last Choco Taco that was at my work's vending machine place. And I was like, I saw the news before I took my break that day, and I saw one left. I'm like, well...
Yeah.
Here it goes. They're fine. The ones that I get at work, though, they're really...
Yeah, I don't care. I look forward to the future eBay listings where it's like $600 for this box of Choco Tacos.
Do you think it would even last in the mail?
You'd have to mail it with, like, ice packs and stuff.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
She's probably going to kill me for this, but Tanya just sent me a text saying, how did you heat up the toaster strudel? And I said... Toaster, baby.
I could see how that one would be a brain buster, but...
Maybe microwave, but I'm like, no, toaster. It's like a waffle.
But you could microwave it. You only have to do it for 3 seconds.
Yeah, because they get really hot.
That's what it says on the box. Toaster oven for 2 minutes. Flip it over halfway through. Or you can microwave it for 3 whole seconds. I don't have 2 minutes to give to your toaster strudel, do you? The microwave will get the job done.
No, the sad news for me, my personal sad news, is that Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon will not release this year. It will be pushed to next year's Cannes Film Festival.
They're doing that at I'm a little annoyed that these like high-tier festivals are screening very commercially friendly films.
This is so commercially friendly that it's going to be streaming on Apple TV Plus.
Yeah,
that's where his next movie is going.
I just like
apparently for some reason Martin Scorsese, one of the most famous directors in the entire world, can't get a studio to back any of his fucking movies anymore.
Well, they
have to go to streaming services now
until they get Robert De Niro in a cape and a CGI background. They just no room for the theaters for Martin Scorsese anymore.
I know. That's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's also, like, disgustingly true, and I hate everything. Can you see 80-year-old Bob De Niro getting in a cape and just being like, all right, here we go.
You talking to me? Huh? Venom, you talking to me? Because I'm the only one here. And Venom's like, well, I'm inside of you, so, you're not really the only one here anymore.
I'm really tired of the superhero shit. It needs to go the way of the dodo.
You mean delicious?
Did we eat dodos?
Oh, we ate the dodos. That's why there are no more dodos. We kept eating them.
Well, fine. Good. Eat the superhero movies and
They're eating themselves. You got an Ouroboros thing going on with these superhero films.
this is it's just too much. I'm over it.
It's too much.
I'm actually over it now.
Okay.
I haven't really enjoyed a superhero movie, like really like going back to actually watch it and like being like, oh, I'm getting something out of this since I don't even know when.
You weren't excited when
Pre-pandemic,
Marvel
definitely.
announced the next 28 Marvel projects coming down the pike?
No, I like the Batman, but yeah.
That's not
and
Marvel.
No, yeah. And it also didn't look like shit.
Yeah, that probably helps that it looked like a movie.
Someone actually like had ideas behind it. But then I saw something today, like the other day, that said all these VFX artists are really pushed to the limit and they're just like being bullied by Marvel because Marvel's the one that's like keeping most of the VFX teams like in business because they use them so often. But they're like, you need to get this out faster.
I mean, I bet a lot of post houses started existing because of Marvel and the things they did. So in a way, it kind of like a vicious circle. I don't know. I think back to Disney making The Lion King, the live action Lion King,
That
and
wasn't live action.
that movie making $1 billion, and yet somehow that VFX studio had to close its doors despite the wild success of Lion King because Disney's a fucking dick.
I don't know how that's possible.
Well, because Disney made them work for so
The
cheap.
whole movie was VFX.
Yeah, Disney made them work for so cheap, and they get no back end anyway. Like they just got screwed. They're just like, if we don't need to go to you, we're going to go to somewhere else. And it sounds like they should have just gone somewhere else, and the other place might still be in business. Who knows?
Okay, so my kids watch Disney, like the Disney Plus thing. I glance at it once in a while. I don't even know what I watch on there. We watched The Jungle Book the other day, the one from the 60s.
Not the live action one.
No. Well, that one actually has a person in it, at least.
There's one
There's
dude?
one human being in
Alright.
it.
They didn't make like a Minions type of person to be that kid. Mowgli.
A little yellow potato.
Yeah,
or
a little
something.
yellow Mowgli. He's just like, the bare necessities, Mowgli. And Mowgli's like,
Okay. The new Andrew Dominic movie, Blonde.
Atomic
that's
Blonde.
About Marilyn Monroe.
Oh,
No,
yes.
No. I can't believe you remembered Atomic Blonde. You, of all people. Did you see it?
no.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I only want to revisit that movie because I thought the hallway scene looked cool.
This movie already came out.
The Atomic Blonde, yes.
No. I thought you were talking about...
I'm talking about Blonde.
Okay, so Atomic Blonde you want to revisit. Blonde is not out yet.
Blonde is not out yet.
Okay,
It
good.
is
That's-
going
we're on
to
the
be
same page.
Netflix next month. But it there's some stills that came out, and I don't know if these are real stills or if they're just like someone photoshopped something to make it look like more real. But I mean, Andrew Dominic's a pretty good filmmaker. I've only seen a couple of movies he's made. I've got hope for it. I hope it's good.
David Lynch was trying to make a Marilyn Monroe film forever. I wonder if he's like a little annoyed. Yeah.
What would that have been?
Having recently rewatched all of his filmography, he's just got a thing for women in distress.
Yeah, I mean it fits his thing he's doing, but like, anyways, let's get cooking.
Let's make a podcast here, shall we?
Let's make the donuts.
Ooh.